Hey, everybody, welcome to Northpointe Conversations. This is our podcast where people really just get to tell stories about how God is moving in their life. It could be a lot of different things. And so today we've got a couple friends with us here, Julia and Pastor Julio, who are going to share a story about how they got connected with some incredible things that God is doing. So Julia, start us off a little bit. Just tell us a little bit about who you are.
My name is Julia Ingraham. I first came to Northpointe about 9 years ago after moving back from the Dominican Republic. I am a first grade teacher in the Lansing School District.
Nice little foreshadowing there, coming back from the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
I love it. I love Pastor Julio. You're our honored guest today here. You are not from the Lansing area, right? So tell us, where are you from? A little bit more about it.
You know, first I want to say thank you for the opportunity that you are giving me to be here.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful place. My name is Julio Jimenez. Yeah. Yes, I'm come from Dominican Republic. I'm a pastor for a while. And it's great to have you here. The opportunity to come here.
I love it, man. This is so fun. You guys, I wanted you guys to do this podcast with you because I think you have an incredibly cool story that God has just kind of used both of you in separate parts of the world, but has brought you together to do some real cool kingdom impact stuff. And part of it started, Julia, with you just being open to a mission trip and God wanting to be a part of that and figuring that out. I'll let you tell that story a little bit.
Yeah, so more than a few years ago, my sister asked that our family go on one final trip before both her and I headed in different directions with college. And so our church had an opportunity to go to the Dominican Republic. Mm-hmm. So we took that opportunity and headed down and fell in love immediately.
So you guys were just looking for a trip to go on, wanted to have an experience, wanted to do some missions work, and this was the one that God just presented and said, "Hey, here's a place."
Correct. We were looking more than just a vacation.
Yeah,
we wanted a place to serve.
Very cool, very cool. And so you guys went on that trip.
We went on that.
How was that? What did you guys do? What was that like?
It was a construction and VBS, so it was.
So you were doing the construction piece, right? Like you were totally into that.
We were putting the blocks down.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Doing some things that we didn't normally do.
Nice.
So
I love it.
Yes.
And so you went on this trip, and then you came back home. You had a good time for it. For a lot of people, that's not uncommon. People go on mission trips, right? And they're a part of it. They come back home, and then life kind of goes on. But that's not exactly what happened with you, because you've been to the Dominican a few times now.
Yeah, so probably more than 20.
Yeah.
I lost my passport, so I can't tell you the exact number. But we would come back every year. And so as a family, and after a couple of years, I chose to spend the summer down there.
Yeah.
And so we'd spend about 6-7 weeks going to different communities and serving in the communities.
Wow. So what was it about your time in the Dominican that you decided, hey, I want to keep being a part of this. I want to keep being connected. Was Pastor Julio involved at this point in time? Did you have anybody else? Like, what was the connection that made you want to keep going back to the same place?
The connection was the people.
Yeah.
Absolutely the people.
Okay. What did that look like? Like, did you have people particular or?
There wasn't one set of people, or particular group, but everyone was just so welcoming, and they didn't have much, but they were willing to give what they did have.
Yeah. Were you connected with an organization, or were you still going with the church? How did you keep going back down there?
At that time, we were still going through an organization called World Servants.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So then tell us a little bit, Pastor Julio, you and Julia have known each other for a few years now.
Yes.
How did you guys get connected? Tell us a little bit more about, you're a pastor in a church in the Dominican. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes. It's a bit blessed to have the opportunity to know Julia. Mm-hmm. You know, she come to our church several years ago. I think at least 10 years.
Probably about 15,
yeah. 15, yeah. Yes, and they are, it's incredible what God, does through Julia and her family, Yeah. And yes, it's a little community. Mm-hmm. At this point, we have around just 60,000 people.
Okay.
And it's a very poor area.
Mm-hmm.
We are around us is almost 20 batey. I don't know if you know the batey.
I don't. Yeah, enlighten me.
The batey is a little town where the Haitian people in the beginning come to the yard to work for cook the sugar cane.
Okay.
And the government, opened these places that they can be closer to where they are working. And for generations, some of them stay on the place, and they raise family there, and they live for several years.
Gotcha.
And it's a very, very poor area
Yeah.
without electricity, water, or something like this. And they raise a family there, and then we have to bring them some skill that they can find a job or doing different type of thing.
So if I'm hearing right, the government kind of opened like a factory kind of mentality and had people come over, a lot of Haitian people to be a part of it. And then once it was opened, everybody just kind of flocked to that area where they started their families. They moved there. It became their community. So kind of like they put a factory there, and then overnight a community came and followed behind it. Is that what I'm hearing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very cool. So then how does that work for you guys? Is that when the church started coming around that time? The church was founded around then, or was there a church already there? How did you get connected then with the church in that community?
We are several churches that we work together.
Yeah.
Almost then, all of them are working in that area.
Yeah.
In San Pedro de Macorís is in the east. And, we are so interested. In the beginning, they can go to school. And so is how we started like a church, because, make church in DR is a little different than like here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would imagine.
It's trying to be a pastor when the people come to you and ask for prayer.
Yeah.
It's asking for several things at the same time. Not just pray for me and say goodbye, Charlie.
Sure. Yeah, it's not just prayer. They have a need they're asking for.
Yes, it's asking for. And in the beginning, we started to see that, they can go to the school because they don't have a paper. The government asks for paper because you don't born in the place.
Yeah. They don't have like a birth certificate for the school. Okay.
Exactly. And we started to see like a church, what we can do for that. And we opened a little school with
Really?
15 kids and children. And then in later, step by step, having more and more.
Yeah.
At this point, we have almost 400 kids working, now. But yes, it's so we started helping them, bringing food, bringing different skill for them. And, several years later is when Julia is coming to us, or being with teaching English and moving around the neighborhood. It's like it's how we are, we have a daughter.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, and she make a great contact with the community. It's incredible.
So that's really interesting, because what you're saying there is you guys saw this need for education, for school for these kids, because they didn't have a birth certificate in the Dominican for the government to do anything and get involved. And so you guys decided as a church, we're going to start a school. We're going to do something. We're going to educate these kids and try and give them a future. And you started with 15 kids and you're up to over 400 now.
400.
That's incredible. And so you got teachers along the way, and there just so happens to be this woman who loves coming to the Dominican, loves the Dominican people, and happens to be a teacher.
Yeah.
It's like God was maybe saying early on, I want to go to a mission trip. Hey, Julia, I got something for you here. So I guess from your perspective, talk a little bit about what that journey's like, going from, hey, I just want to do a mission trip and have an experience, to your skill set lining up now that for several years you've made this connection.
Oh, I can definitely see God's hand in all of it, looking back. But I also see my fears, because when I first moved there, I moved to Santo Domingo, where it has 3 million people. It has amenities.
Yeah.
I didn't speak Spanish other than your high school Spanish, which doesn't get you very far. And so I moved there, and I taught in a bilingual school for a year. But I felt God was calling me to not that area. And so one day, I reached out to my school and asked for permission for another year off, and they gave it to me. And so once that happened, I called Pastor and said, Pastor, I'd love to come spend a year with you in the community. And he said, well, we can't pay you. And I said, that's okay. We'll find a way. And God provided. And so one of the biggest things was helping in the preschool classroom and working with the teachers with them, as well as teaching English.
Very cool. Man, I love that. That's just so interesting to see. Like you said, that you just felt like God was working in your life, and you can look back and you can see that and feel in that heart. How did you know, as you're taking this step, as you're going there to decide, hey, I'm going to take a year off from my job and I'm going to spend summers and I'm going to do all this. Like, how did you know this was the thing God was calling you to do? How did you know what his voice sounded like? How did you know that like this was a calling that he was placing on your life? Like, what stuck out that made that so prevalent that you said, yeah, this is a step I got to take?
I think that desire was in my heart. It didn't go away after that week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of being back after mission trips. It stayed with me that entire year. And I would just say the doors kept opening. There was no reason for the district to allow me to keep 1 year off, 2 years off, and then eventually 3 years off.
Man.
And so I think just doors continuing to open, pastor having a place for me to stay. And
yeah. So then what was it like? You decide you're going to take this time, you're going to go down there, you're making this connection, you got a little friendship going. What's it like being down there and kind of working together in this school and being a part of that? Like, you got any stories to share, or just kind of what's it like? What happened there? What'd you do?
You know, in the beginning, we get, what was like a little, seeing like this is white lady is with us here, and we have, we're overseeing for her, being careful with that. But during the time, we start to see how the community, she worked a great job with them, and they know that their name is incredible. She know each one of them by name, and how made the contact with them, with specific with the children, cheering and. And I say sometimes I have a question why she be to come down to DR to be with us. It's something that God come to answer me in some way, because you have here many things and you left everything and you come down to the play people. But yes, she is easy easy to love. It's
to love.
It's a great person. And she all the time she's there for you. Is working hard with our community, and specifically with the people who really need. Yes, it's not hard to host her and to spend time with her.
Yeah.
One of my first memories of living in Consuelo, I didn't know Spanish very well, and the culture was very different than the city.
Sure.
And so just understanding the culture of more of the countryside, we had dirt roads. And so one day I was walking to church, and I had not learned how to walk in dirt roads that were wet.
Yeah.
And so I showed up. I didn't bring second pair of shoes, which was one thing I should have been doing. But my shoes were absolutely covered in mud. And so I had one lady from the church who very graciously got out a roll of toilet paper and then a little bit more until we probably used a whole roll. So, yes.
That's fun.
They take care of you. Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's so cool just to see. Doesn't matter location, doesn't matter language barriers. When you got Jesus connected, like there's something to that. It's still a family piece of it. Man, and what's cool, I love hearing about the school and going from 15 to 400 kids and your ability as a teacher to come and kind of play some supportive role for other teachers that are there and have new perspectives, but also learn yourself, right? Like it's not just you're given, like you're receiving so much more as well. But I also love, Pastor, just this mentality that you guys have as a church that says, hey, we're gonna meet needs, real felt needs in our community. We're gonna love in our community. We're gonna serve our community. We're not just going to be a place for people to come on Sundays, but we are a part of this. And so you built a school for that. You incorporated that, but you also saw other needs. Like you've seen that there's some medical issues that are going on in your community, and you guys decided to get involved with that. Talk a little bit more about what kind of your plans are or what you're building or working towards for some of the medical needs that you're seeing are popping up for your community.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes, it's true. How I told you, just in the beginning, we are just focus on the kid, seeing them. But step by step, we start to see it's necessary to work with the whole family.
Yeah.
Because, God is guiding you to, and show you different situation that need attention, quickly attention. We develop vocational training for the parents, and we start to see some type of struggle with heart, and especially in the kids because they lose the hair.
Their hair.
Have some, because the water, and then we trade the water, and now we have a purification of water too.
Yeah. So if I'm hearing right, you saw some sickness coming around, and you
Yeah.
realized there was a water issue in your community, and so you guys decided, hey, we're going to fix the water then. And you figured out a way to make a purification system. So it wasn't just spiritual needs. It's not just educational needs, but you're literally taking care of some incredible physical needs to prevent sickness in your community as well, right?
Yes, because it's very, it's very important to have our people, for example, that bit, according that you can, of course, but to help them to be, healthy, to have the opportunity to come to the church when you invite you. It's so sad when you are making life with the people who you see some type of situation that we can do something for that.
Sure.
And we praise God when you find a person like Julia or people like you that come down to help us. And this is the reason why our next step is to work in the heart.
Yeah.
And all at this point we're working in a clinic already.
Yeah.
Yes, we're using our 5 bread and the 2 fish, and
I love that you're 5 bread
Yeah.
and 2 fish in the clinic. I love it.
Because we open a little clinic in our church using the classroom that we have.
Yeah.
But is not ready to put attention to the people because you need some type of equipment that has to be set in the place.
Sure.
But each time when we have
So you have a clinic, but it's inside basically a classroom that you're putting together. It's a makeshift clinic. It's not a permanent fixture. If they need medical stuff, you're just kind of doing pop-up medical care from time to time, right?
Exactly.
Okay. But you have a loftier goal. That's not where you're not just happy with that. You've got something that you're planning and trying to build, right? So tell us a little bit about what you're making over there, what you're doing.
Yes, we start first pray
Yep.
and put it in front of God.
Yeah.
And they say, God, we have to do something for that because we have already the land, and then we start to make a plan, and we say, okay, yes, is really we need to do something in the hurt area because it's not so easy for you when you see somebody for the blood pressure or diabetic or something like this.
Yeah.
They can die.
Right.
Yeah, because we don't have a ambulance for example.
Yeah, no ambulance. If somebody gets sick, there's no way to get them to a place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you find a place where the doctor is, they have to send you to other place to make a text or make an MRIs or something like this.
And there's not like a facility right now anywhere near you guys that you can just get all your medical care. So if you can find a facility to get something, you're going from this building and then you got to travel miles to get on the other one and travel, like you talk about, dirt roads and things like that. This is not easy. This is not jumping on a highway. No. There's no ambulance system to come help you. Medical treatment is really difficult to get from where you guys are at, right?
Yes. And what we are thinking is to make a building. We start already, but we are thinking to have a building where we can have the medical attention, but in the same building they can go to make it the tax on or MRIs and or that different time, and the people don't have to go to the other places.
Right.
But at the same time is I don't know here, but the medicine is so expensive there.
Sure.
When you find it.
Yeah.
And for that reason, we are seeing with other ministry if it's possible that we can bring the medicine to the people, and specific for that people that can buy the medicine or have insurance or something like this.
Yeah.
And to use the opportunity, okay, if somebody can pay, it's okay. But we can use that for pay for another who can't pay.
No, helping people, just kind of pulling your resources for people that can pay for medicine, it's there, but also trying to offer up for those that can't, having something available to do. And so your desire is not just to have this pop-up clinic or to send people all around. You want to have a medical facility that has all of this under one roof.
Oh, yes.
And that's a huge, lofty goal, right? But you've also seen God take a school from 15 to 400, right? God does God-sized things. So talk a little bit more about kind of where you guys are at in that plan. What have you already got running? Like, what have you accomplished so far in trying to build this facility? How will you get medical personnel to come be a part of this? What are the phases and things like that? So talk a little bit more kind of what are the steps where you guys are at now, and what's the next steps for you?
Yes, we have medical there. We have a team. We have at least 6 or 7 doctors.
Nice.
They are ready. The situation is that half the burden.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
we as how I told you, we start already, but we have to stop because we need the support for that.
Right.
Yes. Would be great if we at least we have the opportunity to have that. The burden is for
4 stories.
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
But at least we want to quickly as soon that God provide to have the first and the second level.
Yeah.
Because in the first level we have all the instrument for the text, but in the second level we have the medical. And it would be great if we God provide and we can do this.
Yeah.
And step by step. But we are doing what we can do there.
Sure.
Making dinners or
Yeah.
some way. I one month ago or 2 months ago we buy a motorcycle and we
Had a raffle.
Nice.
and we say no somebody when a lady from the church they win, it's a party. Yes, and everybody. But yes, sometimes dinners, invite the people to, according they can.
Yeah.
But it's looking way how to,
Yeah.
because we have to keep going.
Yeah.
And looking the way. I'm a lawyer, and sometimes the people say, you really left your profession.
Yeah.
And I say, yes, in the beginning, I don't want to be a pastor. And when the person asks me, in the church, in a specific people who see you and know that you have the calling of God, and I say, no, it's better for me. I have another thinking.
Yeah.
But be there and be what God put in my heart and be the eyes for, the people for our community coming through the government to ask for electricity. The first time that our neighborhoods saw the electricity is through the church.
Really?
The first time that our community saw phone cable
It was through the church.
is through the church.
Interesting.
And it's trying to give some answer to the need that we have there. And, I ask for prayer, and to keep going.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like, and for that reason, when you are coming, and Julia was coming, her mom is coming, her dad, coming here, it's a time for party.
Yeah.
Because we have a new people in the community. Somebody is coming to you and say, "Okay, we are here with you."
Yeah.
Yeah. And we pray God for that opportunity.
Oh man, that's so encouraging. I love that the church is what's introducing the culture to electricity, to phones, to do all that stuff. They're leading the way. They're not reacting to culture. They're leading culture in this. So they're leading in education. They're leading in medical. They're leading in technology and doing all that stuff. That's incredibly powerful to think. And because the thing that you're leading them to is Jesus.
Amen.
It's not just a better life.
Exactly.
It's new life along the way. And you're meeting the physical needs so that you can meet the most core need along the way. And that is an incredibly beautiful thing. I love from our conversations, you talked about you've already got the foundation poured for this building, right? Foundation is set. You're looking to get the first and second story to get all the equipment there and the doctors there to be able to build. You're currently fundraising, like you said, raffles for motorcycles, dinners, all the ways that you're doing all this stuff. Trusting God's timing, and God's going to provide along the way, right?
Amen.
This is a God-size ask. If there's somebody who's a part of this podcast that's listening to this and they say, hey, I want to be a part of that. I want to fund that. I want to let you guys know what we're doing, and we are going to support them and anything that you guys give to Northpointe and mark as missions through our website, through our app. On a Sunday morning, you want to write down on a check and drop it off. However you want to be able to do it, you want to mail it in. Anything you mark as missions for the next couple of weeks, we're going to collect in, and we're going to send to the Dominican Republic to just kind of help out for any funding that they need, whether it is through this medical stuff and building for the facility, or really at the discretion of Pastor Julio, whatever he wants to be able to use. So we'd encourage you guys to be a part of that, partnering with us so that we can support some incredible God-sized tasks that are going there. I hope you guys have been inspired by both Pastor Julio, who decided he didn't want to be a lawyer, he wanted to be a pastor along the way, and Julia, who just took one trip and said, hey, I want to do this, but yet God has opened up, as you said, door after door after door to go back and be obedient to that calling, and that there are people in a different country who are making an impact because you guys chose to just be obedient to what it is God is doing in your life. So I appreciate you guys coming on, joining us, telling the story. We're going to keep praying for you and trusting God is going to do some amazing stuff. So thank you guys for being a part. Thanks for watching here. Like, listen, share, and support these guys as well. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you later.